What's up, guys? Welcome to Sports Talk 1. In today's video, we'll recap Week 6 of the 2025 college football season in the books. Great games. We got a lot of games to talk about. Let's get started. On the Thursday game, New Mexico State beating Sam Houston 37-10. BYU beating West Virginia 38-24 on Friday. Western Kentucky beating Delaware 27-24. South Florida beating Charlotte 54-26. San Jose State beating New Mexico 35-28. San Jose State beats Colorado State 45-24. Moving on to Saturday. Ohio State beats Minnesota 42-3. Miami, Florida beats Florida State. Now this game was good. It's a primetime game. If you kids saw this game, I saw this game. It was a lot of entertaining game. I mean, this game, Miami. Let me tell you something about Miami. Carson back and company over there. This is a really good team. I think, look, Miami, to me, I feel like Miami and Florida is in the driver's seat. Not only to make the playoffs, but to win the ACC. That's right. I do think Miami is that capable. Now, look at ACC. Yeah, I got teams like Louisville. I got Florida State. Right? Who else in the ACC to compete? Maybe Virginia. On that, I don't see it much. Clemson, no. In the ACC, it comes to Miami, Florida State, Louisville, and we'll talk about Louisville in a second when we get to the Virginia-Louisville game in Virginia. But Miami has a chance to win the ACC. They're a really good team, one of the best teams right now. And they're definitely a top 5 team. Undefeated. I think Miami's going to do well this year. Let's put it out there. Now, Oklahoma beats 44-0 against Kansas State. Texas A&M beats Mississippi State 31-9. This is the soccer. Next 2 games I'm about to talk to you. I was surprised. Now, look. The first loss, 3-1, lost to Oregon at home, the whiteout game. That loss was a acceptable loss for Penn State. I knew that. Come in. But this loss, I didn't watch this game, but what I saw on Saturday, highlights, everything, god damn. Look, I've been hyping up James Fleck for the last year and a half, a couple years actually. I get it. He hasn't beat Ohio State and Michigan in the last 2 years. He always goes 10-2, loses to Michigan and Ohio State every single year. The Big Ten spreading, maybe he'll change that. He always wins in the big games, the biggest moments. But when it comes to Michigan and Ohio State, which is the biggest game, the biggest moments, he fails to do that. Now, Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, it's kind of like James Franklin, but he does win in big moments. The last time Penn State beat Ohio State and Michigan, it's been a while. I think it was 2019 and then maybe a year before that. It's been a while since it's been both teams. This loss, UCLA beats Penn State 42-37. 42-37, UCLA beats Penn State. I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe turnovers or whatnot. Or maybe Penn State's not a game, whatever. UCLA was 0-4 heading this game. They are winless. They had not won. They have been 0-4 heading to this game. And they got the first win. And they beat Penn State. A team that is better than UCLA. You got Drew Aller at quarterback. You got Singleton now in the running back. Really good NFL wide receivers. Really good NFL defense. Really good with the top, top 10 team. This team, for what it's worth, has been a really good team. I thought Penn State, maybe we could finish the season maybe 11-1, 10-2 maybe. but I expect them to lose today. Maybe you trip up. And I'm going to take this now. Let's talk about Penn State. When I look at the schedule for Penn State, Oregon game and the Ohio State game were the two biggest games the schedule that Penn State can have. Well, you can forget about that. Look at the schedule upcoming. They got Northwestern at Iowa, at Ohio State, home against Indiana, on the road versus Nebraska, Michigan State, home against Nebraska, Festival of Rutgers. You're probably going to win Northwestern, say, in Iowa. Forget that. Forget Ohio State, for Penn State, forget Nebraska. Look, I'm sorry to say this, but Penn State, your season's over. You're not making the playoffs. A 9-3 Penn State, sorry, not going to make the playoffs. The only way, if you want to win the playoffs, make the playoffs, you got to win out. This Penn State's all you got to do. And one of the toughest games you have is on the road against Ohio State. Now, let's say Penn State, James Franklin could go on the road and beat Ohio State 3 weeks from now. He may have his job. Because right now, I feel, and I'm going to say this now, UCLA, look, after 0-4, UCLA has no head coach. They fired the head coach after 4 games. They were the interim coach. Here's what I'm going to say about Penn State. I'm sorry, but James Franklin, you're on the hot seat now. You and Billy Napier, among other coaches, that they're blaming. But I'm telling you right now, James Franklin, you need to beat Ohio State to save your job. If you don't beat Ohio State, I'm sorry, I think time's up at Penn State. Penn State, if you don't beat Ohio State this year, this is the year. Prove me wrong, James Franklin. Prove me wrong that you can beat Ohio State. You can beat Michigan. You haven't beat Ohio State and Michigan for a long time. You play Ohio State on the road. Yes, it'll be a tough game. Why not? That'll be a tough game. But if you win that game, Penn State, James Franklin, you may have saved your job. If not, I expect Penn State, at least the time of it. Look, move on from James Franklin. Your time is up. He's been in Penn State for some time. Yes, won Big Ten. Yes, he's been in Michigan, Ohio State, but that's a long time ago. He's not done anything recent. Yes, he made the playoffs last year. Great. But you cannot lose at UCLA. Oh, winless UCLA. UCLA was 0-4. They've not won any game this year. On the road, yeah, okay, you say road game. Well, really not a true road game. Yeah, time difference. Okay, get that. Sure. But the Rose Bowl, UCLA, and that's okay stadium. But when it comes to the Rose Bowl stadium, during regular UCLA games, 10 people attend it. Okay? The Rose Bowl is best when the Rose Bowl game is being played. It's usually a playoff game. Penn State, I'm sorry, but I don't think you'll make the playoffs. The only way you can make the playoffs is gotta be Ohio State. That's it. And gotta win out. Texas. Oh. Texas. You lost to Florida. Why? 29-24, one first score. Look, Ohio State loss looks reasonable. Right? It's tough. You get Oklahoma at neutral site. And Oklahoma's a really good team. John Batia and that Oklahoma team is a legit team. Then you get Vanderbilt, you get Georgia, and you get Texas A&M. And Georgia on the road. You have Oklahoma neutral site game, Vanderbilt and Texas A&M home, but Georgia on the road. Texas needs to win all of his winning games if they make the playoffs. Other than that, I don't think how Texas is just like in the same boat as Penn State. Pitiful loss. Alabama beats Vanderbilt. This was acceptable. This was a good game. I watched the game a bit. These are two good teams, good programs. Vanderbilt, they could put every other quarterback. The 5-1. Alabama's 4-1. This ranked versus ranked matchup. This was a good game, and it kind of expected to be like that. This scenario. Georgia beats Kentucky 35-14. Texas Tech beats 35-11. Look, I'm going to say right now, Texas Tech. If you look at Texas Tech's schedule, they got Kansas and Arizona State. Pro and BYU. Maybe the three toughest games to have the schedule. But that, I think Texas Tech is in the driver's seat to win the Big 12. I'm sorry. Texas Tech. I've been hyping up Texas Tech for the last few years. I've been high on them, and I'm still high on them. I do believe that Texas Tech can win without, losing any game. I think they can make it. Will they go undefeated? Probably not. They lose like one game or another. But I do think they can make the Big 12 title. They can make a run for it. Cincinnati upsets and beats Iowa State 38-30. Michigan beats Wisconsin 24-10. The Notre Dame beats Boise State 28-7. Illinois beats Purdue 42-27. Virginia beats Louisville 27 in overtime. Virginia's off to a good start. Virginia's okay. Say Baylor. Well, Baylor's a really good basketball program. It's true. They all have a good men's basketball program. The football always ass in Virginia. All of a sudden they have a good football program. And I said this too about Miami, Florida. But Virginia, Louisville, along with Florida State and Miami, Florida, these four teams will compete for ACC title. Pittsburgh, no. Boston College, no. Clemson, no. North Carolina, no. I truly believe that they can, Pittsburgh beats Boston College 48-7. Clemson finally wins 28-10. Baylor beats Kansas State 35-34. Navy beats Air Force 34-31. Army beats UAB 31-13. Boston beats Ohio 20-14. Wake Forest 30-23. Temple beats USSA 27-20. NC State beats Campbell 56-10. Western Michigan beats UMass 21-3. Arizona beats Oklahoma State 31. Washington beats Maryland 24-20. Northwestern beats UMRO 42-7. App State beats Oklahoma State 27-23. SMU beats Syracuse 31-18. James Madison beats Georgia State 14-7. Akron beats Central Michigan 28-22. Buffalo 31-30 victory for Buffalo over Eastern Michigan. Miami, Ohio beats Northern Illinois 25-14. Nebraska beats Michigan State 38-27. 30-21 victory for Arkansas State over Texas State. Old Dominion over South Carolina 47-7. UNLV beats Wyoming 31-17. Troy beats South Alabama 31-24. FAU beats Rice 27-21. TCU beats Colorado 35-21. Kansas beats UCF 27-20. And then Memphis beats Tulsa 45-7. Duke beats Cal 45-21 and 20-17. Final State over Nebraska. Those games of the weekend. Let's get started. And honestly, outside the Penn State, UCLA, and Texas and Florida game, so those games maybe it's like I say, I don't know what's the those game. But there you have it, folks. Week 6 is in the book for 2025 college football season. We'll see you. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. I'm supposed to go watch it out in this video. Peace.